touching on the top prop bets in NBA today. All right, so the first prop bet that I like is going to be Jonas Valanciunas over 10.5 rebounds. So with Zion off the court and with Brandon Ingram off the court, we can expect J-Val to be much more involved in the offense. He has a 26% usage rate with those two off the court, which is obviously very good. With those two off the court, he does average 13 rebounds per 36. And if we just go into his game log here, we can see he has been getting more minutes recently. So he is someone that I think, given the kind of nature of Zion being out and with Ingram being out and kind of a fun game between Brooklyn, I do think that this is going to be a good bet. Now, I actually don't mind the idea of just going with points and rebounds instead, because there's a good chance that he's going to get, let's say 10 rebounds and maybe 16, 17 points. Obviously, we need to get 27 total here, but given what he's averaged, he should be right around there. I like the rebounds more because I feel like that's going to be more safe. This is a bet that I like. I don't love. It's another one that you could add in there if you're really trying to do 6 bets on the night. Now, another one that I like is going to be Porzingis over 23.5 points. Okay, now he hasn't been doing that. We can see only 2 times he's done that over the last 3 games, but the other 2 games, those 22 points. Okay, part of this is definitely due to the matchup with OKC. This is going to be a much better matchup, and OKC is going to be down 3 of their bigs as well. So that should mean Porzingis is going to be able to feast. Tack on the fact that they're going to be without Bradley Beal as well. Porzingis becomes a very strong play. He averages 26 actual points with Bradley Beal off the court. Okay, and we have seen the minutes have been there as long as the game stays close. And given the matchup with OKC, I fully expect this game to stay close. Now, what you could do to provide yourself a little bit more of a buffer is you could do points, rebounds, and assists over 35. Okay, and we can see, or 35.5, we can see he's been right around there as well. But with Beal off the court, his per 36 is 26 points, okay, 3 assists, 9 rebounds. So just on his points and rebounds, he's basically right there. And then you tack on some assists. I like that as well. And basically, I'm throwing in assists because if he has a poor night shooting, hopefully he can be productive in the assist game. But you could also just go with points and rebounds. Like, I probably like this one the most, and that's probably the one I would go with the most, just because you have a little bit of safety built into that. The next one I like is going to be staying with that game. And staying with Washington, I'm looking at Monte Morris over 10.5 points. So Monte Morris is someone that has benefited with Bradley Beal off the court. He averages 13.6 fantasy or actual points per 36 with Beal off the court. So that is obviously huge. Now, if you don't like this over because you're worried that he hasn't done that the last few games, that you could go with this. Points, rebounds, and assists. And I personally like this one the most as well. Looking at the average with Beal off the court, 13 points, and these you could all round up. Okay, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. Okay, so just in the assist and points, he should be able to get there for this one. Tack on a couple of rebounds, that's going to be huge. So Monte Morris does make a lot of sense. And then given the matchup with OKC, that's a very intriguing matchup as well. Like, a lot of these games have been blowouts, so I'm not too worried about it. So more here, and more here. Now let's go ahead and get into my next one. This is probably one of my more favorite ones on the slate. And once again, with this one, you can really go ahead and choose whichever prop that you want to go with. But I think Jalen Williams over 19.5 points should be a lock on tonight's slate. It should be, just on paper, with all the bigs that they have out. Okay, Williams, number 3, if you want to call him that. Jalen with a Y. They're going to be without James Earl Robinson and Alexei are out as well. So 3 of their bigs are out. That should mean that the minutes are going to be solidified for Jalen Williams here. And we can see 4 out of the last 5 games, he's been able to hit this over. And if we just look at the data with those 3 bigs off the court, he averages 15 points per 36, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. So he should literally be able to get there in just one of those. You tack on a little bit of safety net with rebounds or assists. That is huge. He should be the play to go with today. Now, projected points, you could get there as well. I just don't feel as comfortable with that. Rebounds and assists, like, really should be able to get there as well. I just don't feel as comfortable with that. I kind of like baking in a little bit of safety by kind of targeting them all together, and that's why I'm going with that. Although 6.5 rebounds and assists is pretty crazy, just given the fact that he averages 5 assists with those guys off the court. And I'll pull it up here as well, just so you guys can see it. Like, we can see he has been pretty productive lately. Like, it should be a lock that he gets over 6.5 rebounds and assists. Okay, like, should be, especially given the fact that the minutes are going to be increased. If we just look at the games with over 30 minutes, like he has been doing. So just a strange one. And obviously I like that matchup. As long as that game stays close, that should be a good one. All right, so the next one that I like is going to be CP3 over 15.5 points. Okay, with Devin Booker off the court and with Cameron Payne off the court, he is going to kind of be the focal point in the offense today. And chances are, like I would say, if we just did this 100 times, he'd probably get there 70% of the time. Like this should be a high probability one. Okay, just looking at his fantasy point total per 36 with those two off the court, it is 17. So I wish that would be a little bit higher. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can do assist and point, because that would be a good one. Averages about 9 assists with them off the court. Points, rebounds, and assists, probably not something I would want to chase. Let's see here. So there is a little bit of a slight edge here, I would say. Is it a lock? No. And that's kind of why I like the points the most. And this is just kind of like the first one with JVale, like not a lock and load. Something that if you are trying to do 6 bets on today, this is one of the bets that I would try to chase. So maybe you do this bet twice, you know, where you take off CP3 and you take off JVale, just to get the more safe ones in there. That's going to be up to you guys. And then I got 2 more here for you guys. I got one more that I think is almost a lock, and then another one that should be good enough. So now we are looking at PJ Washington, who really, he should be able to hit the over in basically all of these. I just love the fact that the points, rebounds, and assists is as low as it is. So that'd probably be the one that I would attack the most. Okay, we can see been right around there the last few games. But what is happening this game? Well, you're going to be without Gordon Hayward, and you're going to be without Kelly Oubre. Okay, the worry with this is that there's the potential that this game could be a blowout. That is really the biggest worry. Okay, but just looking at the data, he does average almost 20 fantasy points per 36, or almost 20 fantasy points, real life points. Sorry, not fantasy points, real life points with those 2 off the court. And then tack in assists, it's about 2, and rebounds 5.7. Like he could get there in points alone. So I found that one very interesting. We can see rebounds has been right around there as well the last 5 games. Points as well. Points probably the safest of the 2 because he has been a scorer. At the same time, it doesn't take that much. So the biggest worry with PJ Washington today would be the fact that the game could blow out. If it doesn't, this should be the correct play. So one of my favorite ones on tonight's slate, and I would almost say it's a lock, would be John Collins. And I don't want to say it's a lock because, well, last night happened where a lot of these players that had been on great streaks were in great spots, definitely priced a little bit too low. They just kind of had off nights. Some games were blowouts and whatnot. It was just kind of, they were due to regress. So I would say it wouldn't be shocking to see John Collins have a regression game, but this is the correct play on paper. Okay, there's no signs that would point to him being a bad play. So Clint Capella is expected to be out again. And if you just look at what he's been able to do with Clint Capella off the court this season, looking at his 36 averages, 17 points, 1.2 assists, not great there, and 10 rebounds. So literally just on the points and rebounds, he should be able to get to this. And maybe he struggles shooting the basketball and has to get more assists. I like the fact that we had that safety built in there. We can see for the last 5 games, he's easily been able to hit that as well. So should be a good play. I guess the biggest worry people would have is that the last time he played the Lakers, who he's playing today, he only had 16 here. Now, if you are worried about that, maybe you try to chase the rebounds. You could do that. Was even against the Lakers. Okay, I don't mind that approach as well. Points wise, we can see really been smashing the points. And that's the thing. It's like on paper, this is the correct play. Okay, given the fact that he should be able to hit it. And I will say, let's just say he doesn't hit it, guys. A sneaky thing you can do would be to obviously place this bet. And which was the other bet that I really liked, guys? The Jalen Williams one. So what we could do, and this is assuming that it comes out, is we do this bet for safety, you know, just the standard bet there. But then you would also, and this is just given the fact that I'm guessing it's going to come out as the day progresses. If John Collins doesn't get there, and Nika Okonkwo would be the reason why, okay? He has been kind of in foul trouble lately, and that's really the biggest worry with him. And that's kind of also led to the production for John Collins. So if John Collins doesn't get there, you could go with Anika. And so literally you could just go ahead and place 2 bets. And obviously, if one of them cash, you're good. There's the potential that both of them could cash, but you'd still be making a profit. All right, that's all I have for this prop picks video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Give me a like and subscribe. Trying to put out more prop picks content because I think in the long term, this is going to be something that is highly successful. And it's something that I do feel like there's an edge both on the morning and right before lineup lock as well. So maybe I'll try to figure out a way in which I can give you guys the updated thoughts come lineup lock, okay? Because obviously this is morning stuff changes throughout the day, especially on a big 11 game slate. So there could be some ones in which I think we have a really big edge on that I would want to share with you guys as well. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do that. Maybe be on Twitter, maybe be on the comments of this video as well. We'll see. I'm working on that, but let's have a good one. And as always, let's keep cash.